Coach, great win for you guys out there, especially in this tournament setting. What did you learn from your team from this showing?
Well, an ugly win is always better than a pretty loss. So I'm hard on myself. I'm hard on my team. I didn't think it was the best performance, especially on the offensive end and defensively in the second half. But I trust these guys. They pulled it out and worked hard, and they battled through some adversity throughout the game, and I'm proud of them. Because we have a 5-hour bus ride, and it could easily be a loss. So, but we didn't lose. So I'm proud of these guys.
Specifically on offense, what did you see?
We got what we wanted for the most part. Just didn't make some shots, which I will never say anything to them about that. Because I have belief that they're going to make the shots at the time. There were times we could have opened the game up a little bit longer. I'm sorry, not longer, wider. But our defense, kind of slacked off a little bit. But it's hard to play good defense for 40 minutes, and the good teams do it, and we're striving to be that.
On the defensive side of the ball, you could hear your team chanting, defense quite a bit. What have you been focusing on that side of the ball so far this season?
Just taking passes away. We play a denial defense. We don't want teams to run their offense, and we force a lot of turnovers. I think we forced maybe 20 turnovers today, and we want our defense to create some offense, so I don't have to call plays. So we get steals and rebounds and go. But I'm pleased with them. I'm pleased. I have to watch film. I've always learned, through previous coaches that I work for, I said, don't get too emotional until you watch the film, because once you watch the film, you can have a complete different outlook on things, and then you have to go back and apologize for some things that are said. So, I'm growing.
You only have 2 returning starters. It's a pretty young group. What do you want to see from them from this tournament and then going forward?
Just consistency and effort. I never preach making shots. I never preach, dunking the ball or making layup. That is going to come with it. I just want them to be consistent on the defensive end. I want them to execute the offensive plays. And most importantly is to stay together through adversity, because every basketball game has some form of adversity. And the good teams are the ones that say, you know what, let's huddle up, let's get this going, and let's move forward. And we're going to get there.
All right, and now, Chris, I want to ask you a few questions. We talked about this just previously, but this is your first season kind of post-COVID, or at least a little bit past the peak of COVID. How would you say it's different just even this early on in the season from last year?
We're playing a whole lot more games than we did last year. So, that's really good. So we can really get a feel for our team for conference play or whatever. And then we should be getting up and going. But, we got little spurts here and there. But like what Coach said, the consistency from everybody has to be there, whether they're a returner or a freshman or whatever. Everybody has to be there consistently on the defensive end for us to keep going forward.
We talked about, only the 2 returning starters. You just mentioned a bunch of new guys. So how would you describe y'all's team morale at this point in the season?
I would say we're a whole lot more we're a little bit on the young side, kind of, because there's some things that Coach does or whatever, and then we don't pick up on it as we should or whatever. But we're like I said before, this is just preseason, so we're just gonna keep getting better and better, and then we're just going to pick up on stuff to where Coach doesn't even have to draw it up anymore. We can just go out there and just do what he wants us to do instead of him having to say something.
From a player standpoint, being in an atmosphere like this, when you have so many different teams you can watch, what do you take away, or what do you look for throughout the weekend?
I just really look at how our effort was, how everybody's composure is, or facial expressions, just looking at people, whether if it's a win or a loss. I just want to see how each other pick each other up or whatever, and just shake it off and don't worry about it, don't grunt about it. Whether you play it or didn't play, I just want to see everybody just be happy at the end of the day and just saying I got better. I got things I got to work on or whatever, and Coach is gonna get us better in doing this, but I got to work on this specific thing to make myself better for Coach, for Coach to relax on me in the game. So I really see that from our team, just picking each other up whenever we're at our worst point. Like what Coach said, when adversity hits us, you know what I'm saying, how we're going to react to it, whether we're going to lay down and stay down or we're going to get up and just fight back.
Coach, you got to be happy to hear
yes,
that.
Yes, no question.
All right, awesome to see those smiles. Congrats on the win.
Thank you so much. Thank you.